It does.
And then you try, you're like, what the fuck is
Or
going
then
on?
you try and then you just can't come, and it's like, what is happening?
Wait, what?
You take
We started, all right?
we started.
Hell
you-
yeah, we're
no,
talking
it's
about
good. We're talking about
antidepressants.
antidepressants. At first, it's like it's tough getting it up, and then you get it up, and then it's like, dude, like I just can't come. I'm invincible. Like I'm just the best at fucking now. I can go forever, dude. Intro music. Yes. Great way to start. Great way to start.
You're here on 95Z.
Yes.
Home of the soft rock and
Johnny and the Big Dog.
Hell yeah, dude.
the retarded guy.
Secret Society of Match and Jackson. We got Drew Nickens on, baby. We got Drew Nickens, golden ticket winner, Kill Tony.
Drew, how you doing, buddy?
Oh yeah. Ooh.
How we doing?
Oh, before we start, we have a present for you.
Ooh.
A little sponsor of the podcast.
We know how you like energy drinks.
Yep.
Thank you.
Get in
I
on
will
that.
be getting
Get in
down
on
on
that.
this right
Keep
now.
it close to the microphone. It's a little ASMR action.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Little Drew Nickens ASMR.
ASMR. Yes. There we go. That's specifically for the OnlyFans right there. All right, Drew. Dude, how you been, man? I mean, we saw you a week ago.
Yeah, it's the most incredible show. That was awesome.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
fun.
That was insane. That was one of the highlights of my month. Was just
9 pitchers of beer.
not yes, yes,
You
dude.
guys were so faded. I was like, do I need to drive them
Yeah.
to their hotel?
Yeah.
No, yeah, we Ubered.
Oh, I bet because they weren't gonna let you. They weren't.
No, we Ubered for sure.
Oh, dude, we're so responsible, man.
Yeah, we definitely Ubered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you were just like, yeah, I'll see you later. And I'm like, damn, dog, you're
Yeah,
faded.
dude. I mean, that's kind of like we went out there, and I was just like, I don't know how this is gonna be. Mike's like, dude, as many pictures as you want.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna eat free wings and we're gonna drink all the free beer we want. Like, we're good. Like,
Yeah,
I don't care how this
I mean,
goes. Like,
it would have been nice if some people could have heard my set, but
yeah, like
We heard it.
mine was the first one where they had like a working microphone. So
That was cool,
That was
though.
fun.
I threw a temper tantrum on stage. So you guys saw that. I threw a
Yeah,
temper
but
tantrum like a child.
We saw it, but we couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
It just looks like autism on mute.
I know, dude. It was crazy. Oh,
Oh,
man.
Lord have mercy.
So
Yeah.
what's been new with you, Drew?
Just been grinding, man. Just trying to be funny and not look at the internet. Like I tell people that because it's just that's what I try to do. I've been working on new material, trying to be.
Bruh,
I see you working.
I've
dude.
been seeing you grinding
been
for
seeing
sure.
you
dude.
working.
Every
People-
time I'm on Instagram, you're either doing spots or trying to find a spot. Like, it's crazy.
People bullying you online, Drew. People
We'll
being
get into we'll get into all that later.
people being mean
when
to
you
you,
set your drink down, will you sit over there? Because it comes up on the.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it does.
okay.
Yeah, put it next to Buddha over there.
That was so weird
Buddha, but
because you said Buddha and I thought
Yeah.
you were talking to
I
me.
know,
'cause
I
that's
know,
what-
I know you
that's
get
what my
confused,
family
buddy.
calls me.
Yeah.
I love me some booting.
a lot of whores with tattoos call you that too.
Wait. Oh, we made it past 3 minutes without saying whores. Woo! We're not
Dude,
we're not
David,
messing
write
with
that down. That's a new record
We're
for
not
us.
messing with the monetization.
Hell, yes. Now we can just say whatever, right?
They're very nice ladies, all right?
Yeah. No.
They're recovered whores.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
used to be whores, but
Yeah,
now
dude.
they're
Now
like,
they found Jesus.
now they're like CNAs and like
Don't know what that is.
paralegals. Oh,
Bartenders.
yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of bartenders.
They get out of stripping, they go into bartending at the strip club. Then when they're done with the strip club, they go and they bartend at a dive bar because it's the same customer base at the
Yeah.
dive
Well,
bar.
they start as a waitress at the strip club.
Then they become a stripper.
Yeah, you know what the difference between a stripper and a waitress at a strip club is? About 2 weeks.
Yep. They see all the money that the strippers are making and they're like, yep, I want to do this.
Which is crazy because they do make a lot of fucking
They
money.
do, and then at the end of the year, it's just gone. Like, how did you
No,
lose
no, I
all
was
your
saying-
money?
I was saying even the waitresses, they make a lot of money, but then they see somebody right next to him making more money, and it's always
Also, you get very desensitized to it. It's just like fucking little lap
You're like,
dance
this
for 3
girl
minutes.
does
I
it,
get
she's
$20.
not- This girl doesn't. She's not on crack. I could.
Yeah, and there really are like strippers that don't put out. I really didn't believe for a long time.
Most strippers that I know, at least personally, are like actually probably some of like the classiest ladies.
No, I know a lot of stripper girls that just are like, no, I would never.
We have some nice strip clubs here in Houston.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's in every song. Better be here in Atlanta, dude.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. That's what Drake would say.
Yeah.
Drake used to go to V Live all the time.
V Live. That used to be a Ruth's Steakhouse.
Did it?
Yeah,
Used to
it
be
was.
Ruth Steakhouse?
Uh-huh.
Ruth Chris or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah. That's what it's called. Yeah, and then I went to House of Pies with my dad one morning because I was retaking the SAT like I had to do. And then we were there at like 6 a.m. and he was like, "Man, a lot of black people at the old steakhouse. Like, what's going on over there?"
V Live.
It was V Live. He had no idea what it was. He was like,
6 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's probably the time.
He thought it was
Drake
like a
there.
different steakhouse. He thought it was like a more urban steakhouse. It's like, man,
He's like, when did they turn this into a Papados?
I like Papados.
I love Papados.
Papados is good.
Growing up, I thought that like Papados was like the epitome of like what a nice restaurant was because that's what all the rappers talked about was about Papados.
did they?
And then like as an adult, I don't know if you've ever been to a Papados around the time when people get their income tax checks.
Yeah.
It's a fucking madhouse. It's like Black Friday. Like,
Yeah, dude.
like just
One of
like-
my childhood best friends worked at Papados. Met a lady that he worked with, and now they're together. What a whore, right?
took your friend from you.
Man, I
they're
like
married. They're sweet.
I like the one in the airport. That's the one to go to.
The one in the air.
At Bush.
Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got blackout drunk one time when I was drinking, and I had to go back for my brother's funeral. So I went to the Papados because I was living in College Station at the time, and I got blacked out at the fucking Papados.
How do you do that?
How
do
long
you
have
do
you
that?
been sober?
4 years.
Congratulations
Nice.
on that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, 4 years,
cool.
4 years, 6 months officially. So
Yeah, dude, you got to write a joke about that, and you're like, everybody clap for me.
yeah, I try to get that.
That's such a.
We can't
There's-
say it because we have a lot of friends that have that
no.
joke. But I want to get sober just so I can
Just
open with that.
there's like guaranteed like 5 applause breaks. It's always like, oh, give it up for yourselves. It's like, I'm 4 years sober. It's like, I just got married. I have a kid. Like,
Yeah.
just guaranteed applause breaks. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck the Dallas Cowboys, like easy applause breaks.
Yeah. Aren't you from Dallas, Fort Worth area?
No, I lived in Dallas, Fort Worth area before I moved to Austin. I lived there for like 5 years. I love it there.
And
I
you're,
miss it.
And you're originally from
Washington State.
Washington State.
like Seattle area. Or?
No, in the middle, Yakima. It's a
Yakima. Dude, I was going to say, dude, how did I know you as a Yakima guy, dude? It's because you look like
Because
Bigfoot.
you jerk off to iCarly.
Yeah, that's it. I was just like, he looks
Isn't
like
that a
he's.
Disney show?
No,
That's
Nickelodeon.
They
But
talk-
they had a reboot, so that's where he jerked
that's
off.
where that's where Carly's getting fucked now, dude. She's getting fucked. You know what I mean? I mean, she was getting fucked before, but that was off camera.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah, I thought that deserved more.
This got so dark. So quick.
Yeah, dude. No, but it's cool. It's cool. That's cool. Have you seen Bigfoot?
Huh?
Is he out there?
No, I haven't seen Bigfoot.
All right.
God damn it.
Still looking. Still looking, dude.
There's a video on the internet circulating right now of the new Bigfoot sighting. Have you seen that?
No.
There's I don't know if they're like up on a mountain or if they're like in a helicopter or something, but they're above it, and there's like a video of like walking like through the wood, through the tree line or whatever.
It's probably just some Aboriginal tribe.
It's just Drew. It's just Drew.
it's just Drew visiting his family in Washington.
Yeah, just like, hey, oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. Yakima, dude. Oh, I was gonna say Yakima. That's such a cool name for a town.
Shit town.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it known for? What's the cool thing to do with Yakima?
It's known for being the second biggest apple producer in the world.
That's
What's
pretty
the
big.
first?
I think Wenatchee, Washington.
I thought maybe it would have been a place called like
Wenatchee.
Appleton or something.
No.
Yeah, dude. I learned today that apples, originally when America was started, they were like outlawed. You couldn't eat. They couldn't. You can grow apples because they were made for they were made to make into alcohol, apparently. So they're like, no more apples, guys.
Is that why Johnny Appleseed existed?
Yeah, I think so.
Makes sense.
So I don't know much about Johnny.
Johnny Appleseed just planted
Johnny Appleseed was
Apple-
just a fucking drug.
apple trees along the trail that went west, so that people had something to eat when they were making the journey.
Oh, well, you need more than fucking apples.
I learned something interesting about apples today.
Okay.
All apples originate from, I think it's Kazakhstan. Like all apples originate from one valley in Kazakhstan. Like 99% of their genetic makeup, like all comes from that, and then it's spread because of the Silk Road,
Really?
like Marco Polo.
Really?
Yeah,
How did they fucking get potatoes from Peru to Ireland?
on a boat.
Yeah, when did that happen? Look that up,
Everything's
Jamie.
on a boat.
I get it. Everything. Yeah, everything.
Stop playing! Don't you be playing poker, David?
Playing earlier.
David,
Don't do it.
David, you're doing great, dude. You're doing great.
Did potatoes originate in Peru?
Yeah.
I know tomatoes were from the New World and were taken out there. Which is
really?
crazy because what did Italians eat before
Right?
they brought back tomatoes?
Yeah. What were they eating?
Lentils.
I have so many questions.
Some kind of pasta, I'm sure, but
Probably.
probably maybe more of like just Alfredo sauces, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
like
cream. Probably cream from cows.
This is the most tame.
yeah, dude.
Isn't Alfredo cream based?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
There's probably more
We
of that
haven't
stuff.
talked about fucking the Gaza Strip yet or anything, dude. It's
Don't get me
great.
started on Israel.
Yeah, dude. Don't talk about Israel here, man.
I
Whatever
made the
you do.
mistake of talking about Israel in the green room at Sunset Strip last week.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wah,
It
wah,
did,
wah.
did not go good.
I've been telling you not to do that.
Oh, tell me later who freaked out.
No, nobody freaked out. It just got like, it was a little sad.
We were just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Well,
What the fuck is this
Turn-
dude?
Put the camera on Drew. Let me see, where's the... No, that's not it. Oh, it was...
oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah,
that's yeah, it was.
yeah. It
wasn't
was
personal.
that
I mean,
person.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'm so lighthearted about everything and joke about everything that I forget that there's like real world issues going on that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Jews. We gotta fucking- Come on, dude.
Bro, what is going on?
With the weather, man. Am I right?
No, I was actually thinking about that today. So like, they got all those protests are about to happen.
Yeah.
Right. So all those protests are about to happen this weekend, and then all of a sudden the weather just goes crazy.
Just
and
starts raining.
and it's like flooding in like Austin, San Antonio, Houston, all these places where they're going to have these protests.
Coincidence? I don't know.
Coincidence or the Jews? Find out next.
I love McRibs. McRibs are so fucking good, dog. That's the perfect segue to anything. Talk about something controversial,
Are they-
you just bring up
Dude,
McRibs.
Are they back? Are they back?
No, they need to be a full-time item. I don't know
No,
why.
But then it
they're
wouldn't
not.
be a
No,
special.
No, so what was it? Yeah, I read something on this one time. If the McRibs were back all the time, I think it's the world pork supply or whatever the fuck they meant it would be exhausted in like 2 years.
No way that's real meat. Are you serious?
Pork. Yeah, it's pork.
What?
Yeah. You thought it was something else?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like it's
for
not
sure.
like prime cut, but it
For
is.
sure.
It
It's
is
like,
pork. It does come from a
it's
pig.
like the asshole or something.
I mean, it's just like ground up pork, and then they shape it, and then
They shape it like a rib.
It's so good.
yeah, I fuck with McRibs, dude.
McRibs are
I
so
like when
good.
they come back and they'll be like 2 for $5 or some shit. Dude.
What?
If the McRib comes in March, that's like the perfect time because you get that with a Shamrock Shake, dog.
The Shamrock shakes are so nasty. For
Oh my
what the
god!
fuck is
It's just a green shake.
Says the guy who thinks strippers are classy women.
Hey,
Come
I-
on now, come on
I
now.
know
Those
some-
are his friends,
I know
bro.
some classy strip. Just because the strip clubs that you go to don't have classy women, don't mean
I
that they
know
don't
some
exist.
great.
I will
strippers
say, hand
and
up.
people.
Hand up the strippers I know. I just said they weren't whores. Definitely not. I wouldn't say classy women. You know, they're not rolling into the country club.
Heidi's a really classy lady.
But she's not a stripper.
She manages a strip club,
Who's-
right?
Yeah, but she's the manager. She's not a
but
stripper.
I mean, that's still the.
Is Heidi
environment.
the lady from Florida?
Heidi's the one from Kill Tony that brings out the drinks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's like
She's
super
the best.
classy, dude.
She's
like,
super cool, but she's not a stripper.
No, but I'm saying she works at a strip club.
She's an
so-
upper management.
Yeah,
That's
so-
like saying a
what I'm saying-
construction worker or foreman. Difference.
same industry.
I don't know the difference.
Oh, well.
Well, the difference is that
You don't have calluses on your hands, boy.
The difference is that a foreman had to start off as a construction worker. You don't have to start off as a stripper to manage a strip club.
Yeah. Or you just got to graduate college.
Really?
To be a foreman?
they're-
Yeah.
Maybe like a project manager or something.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
not
that.
a foreman, though. A foreman is just right above the hands.
Oh.
Yeah,
George Foreman.
yeah.
Great hands. Great hands on that guy. Great grills. Great grills.
Who were talking? Speaking of George,
Yeah.
the grill.
The George Floyd grill. That was David's.
Leave you breathless.
The
David-
George Floyd grill.
David,
you
that
have
was
to press it down with your knee.
I still think about that like all the time.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
oh
wild.
man, that's a good
God,
joke.
that's so funny. Dude.
Wild.
I mean, we shouldn't be able to say it, but you know what I mean.
I had completely forgotten about that until you brought that up.
I just
there.
randomly, we were leaving a Buc-ee's and I was just like, George Floyd grill. You ever think about that? I think about that still.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Shout out David.
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the internet hate and how you deal with it, how you keep such a positive attitude. Because to be honest, I find it quite inspiring how you like every time that I'm around you, you're like the most positive person. And to deal with the stuff that you've dealt with online, like maybe some of our listeners can take some positive stuff from that and help out with them. So
Here's the thing, man. What I've realized is I'm not going to be a shitty person just because people are shitty to me. And I think a lot of those people don't understand that we're people in a sense because they see you on a screen and they don't want you on the screen. So now they're just going to be ugly about you on the screen. And like, and it's weird. I tell people this. I was talking to somebody about it and I was like, they don't just say Drew sucks. They go, Drew Nickens sucks. And it's like when you bring the last name into it, like they don't know my middle name. Thank the fucking Lord, because they'd be using it. But it's just, it gets to you. And then you just have to understand that you're not going to be able to change their minds. You can't, because they are stubborn people and it is what it is. And I mean, people who know me, they fuck with me. Anyone that meets me, they fuck with me.
Yeah.
Anyone that sees me do a full set, they fuck with me because they're like, oh, he's a real comic. He does things that real comics do.
People wouldn't say that to your face. You know what I mean?
I've only had that happen twice.
Didn't
People have
somebody
said it to
come
your face.
Didn't somebody make some threats? And was it San Marcos or New Braunfels? They said they were going to come to the show.
Yeah.
What?
then-
Tell us this story.
Oh, so some whack job was like, I'm gonna go stop the show that Drew's doing because he's terrible and da da da. And then everyone, I didn't care because it was just some wacko. Like we'll know who it is, and but everyone was like, oh, that's not gonna happen, and he got banned and everything else.
He's a comic.
No, he's just some fucking
Just some
Some
fanatic.
crazy fucking dude.
Dude,
Yeah, basically.
there are some crazy
Wait, so-
fucking people with
So
no
he said
fucking
that,
lives.
So he said that to your face, and then was like, "I'm gonna." Come
No,
to
no, he
fucking-
said it online. And then here's what gets me. There are some people that have no lives that just they do something else too. Enjoy it on Mondays, maybe enjoy it on Wednesdays, watch over the stuff you like. But go do something else. Go learn a hobby.
Get a hobby, man. Go
Because
play golf, get a cat.
there was somebody that was like, "Oh, I swear I've heard this set from a certain golden ticket winner from a bucket pool. Bucket pool, he said, is similar. I've watched all of Blank's appearances, and I still haven't found it yet." And I'm like, "Dog, so you're looking through every single,
Try not to touch the table.
every single." Appearance of this golden ticket winner to see if there's a set. You know how much time that is? That is like 3 or 4 hours worth of time
Oh yeah,
that you are wasting trying to find the set.
dude. You could have been on. You could have been on Duolingo, bro. You could have been on. Like, what do you,
Yeah,
you could have known
you
three
could've been doing
languages
something else.
by now.
I don't know. It just it's weird. It's weird how
Well, there's like a YouTube channel that I follow. It's kind of a like ASMR for gamblers, right? Where it's just like it's kind of like a podcast, but they're playing high limit slot machines while they're talking and shit. And there are people that follow the show that add up every day, like the wins and losses and their side bets and everything, and it's all in their Discord. I'm just like, dude, somebody like people are dedicating their entire lives just to doing the math on these guys playing slot machines.
That can't be that. I think what he's doing is like, or what those people are doing, like literally just like fucking go through. Like you can add up shit. And like,
that's more of what they're doing is more negative, whereas these people are trying to be positive for the channel.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I'm
just-
saying? But I'm just saying dedicating like their whole lives to something.
what is
just,
up with this? That like people go on Kill Tony, and then everybody likes you, and then you get a golden ticket, and then you come back, and then everybody's like, actually, fuck you, dude. I'm going to Reddit. Everybody, it seems like, dude, everybody gets shit on.
They're even starting to hate on Ari.
I even see Ari. I was gonna say even Ari Matty. He's hilarious. Cam Patterson, hilarious, dude. People hate
Shout out
those
to
guys.
Cam. You see they just announced that movie?
yeah. That's
They
sick.
just announced it.
Yeah.
I just
I
don't
knew
get
I
it.
knew he was going to be in it for a while, but that was cool to see it.
I just don't get why these guys get so much hate.
Well,
Layla was talking about it.
Well, here's what the Reddit wants. They want it to be all bucket pools and William Montgomery.
I see
Yeah,
him,
I've seen him say that, and
I
I've
see
seen-
him get shit on.
I've seen him say opener, closer, and then just all bucket pulls in between. That seems to be the consensus.
Yeah,
But it
but
does, and not even all of them are saying it has to be William every time, but the majority of them do. They love William.
well, yeah, but William's the GOAT.
Yeah.
The way he does it is amazing, and like Ari's the GOAT and Cam, like everyone's great, and that's what I think people got to understand. Coming up with a minute every week,
It's insane, dude. That's
impossible.
Like, it's crazy.
And for people to give Cam shit about it is, to me, crazy. He's been doing this almost 2 years now, and that's almost 100 minutes already. And no one else can do like if you made some of the best comedians in the world do a minute every week, there would be some steam off some of these minutes.
Dude, it's like a whole different thing. That's
I'd
like
say probably after like 3 to 6
it's
months.
like taking like the best.
I would say 2.
Yeah.
Be
2
like-
months, because that's 8 minutes.
Yeah, between like, and that's anybody. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you throw any comic in the world up there, I mean, short of like Louis or somebody.
Yeah,
and
but
they're
it's like a whole different thing. That'd be like taking, like in baseball, you get your best closer. It's like, all right, you're going to pitch 7 innings now. And it's like, what? I'm used to just got that 1 inning, dude. I'm great. Or like even a starting pitcher, it's like, all right, you're going to close. It's like, what? I got to get in a rhythm. You know what I mean?
But if you see people do full sets where they get to adjust everything, where they get to really get comfortable, that's when you get to see why they're regulars.
Those
Why-
are always the best posts on Reddit, though, is when somebody's like, oh, I just saw David Lucas, do his headliner set. It was amazing. I love, and then like that same person, if you go look at all their posts, right? Because you can go see them all. They're like, "Fuck David Lucas, fuck this," like this, and then they see their set and they're like, "Wow, okay, I get it. It's not a minute. Like you can't like
comedy isn't made for a minute, but
some people their formats really fit. Like Colin." Like
Colin and Hans, those are
one-liner
perfect
stuff.
Yeah.
They're perfect for that stuff. But like, it's definitely a very difficult thing, man.
Yeah, and understanding that like when you're only 6 or 7 years in the game, you have 15, 20 minutes, and now you got to create more and more and more once you run out. And I mean,
you've been doing 30s and 35s
and
40s lately, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing 30s and 35s a lot lately. I did 30 at the show that we did together, and that was fun.
The jump to once you get to like your 10, right?
I was
once
gonna
you have your
ask
10,
this.
the jump from like 10 to 15 is crazy.
I was going to
the
ask
jump
this.
from 15 to 20 is crazy, but 20 to 30, that's like one of the biggest steps in my mind.
What was the hardest for you? Because I'm at this point, I got 10, and it's so hard. I'm just like, all right, fuck, what do I do from here? I got 10, I really like, but then just getting to that 15, I have a huge lull, and it's so like getting 5 was relatively easy. Getting 5 to 10, a little harder, but I got there. Now it's just like, fuck, it feels like an uphill battle. What was the most difficult for you, Drew? I'm very curious.
Probably 15 to 20 because I had been doing it long enough when I had 10 that it was like, okay, cool. Let me I could do 15. And then I added 5 more minutes over a year. I found 5 where I was like, okay, cool.
You think Kill Tony helped with that?
It was before Kill Tony.
It was before Kill Tony.
So I had like 15, and then that 15 to 20 mark was tougher because it was like, okay, I got to talk about stuff that isn't about me being black. I got to talk about stuff that isn't about my hereditary or dating.
Also, like,
and finding those little nichey things where it's like, okay, the easy stuff's out the way. Now I got to find other stuff. And now it was like, oh, I could still talk about stuff that's childish or something. And then for the 15 to 20, and then when I did my first headlining spot, I did 22 minutes. And that was struggle tat.
Yeah.
it was struggle tat. Now I can do 20. It was at Plano House of Comedy. I did a show. It was called Drew Nickens and the Homies.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And it was in July. And so it was like 3 months after Kill Tony.
Because it was pretty close to around the time that you and Enrique came and did Bad Astronaut too, right?
Yeah. And that was a struggle 22.
Yeah, that one was like a wake up call for me because like I had been like, I was just rolling, and then I did that one and it was just like, it was just all right, and I was like, fuck, I gotta start grinding more, dude.
But now I could do 20 like that because
I have a tight 15 and I can stretch to 20. So like I'm comfortable at like 18 and a half.
Pacing is so important. Like sometimes I get excited and I just blow through like my whole set.
You do your 10 and 7.
Yeah. Well, that's why like one of the things that I've learned when you open the show up, you do something where you get the crowd involved, or you do something that shows that you were listening throughout the show, especially like if you're a headliner or a feature, you're listening and go, hey, where's Charles at? If they've been talking to Charles all night, boom, say a question. Now you're comfortable on stage. Now you can get into your routine. Mm-hmm. Getting something that gets you, because that jitter, like that, oh man, that roller coaster effect where you're like, boo! Yeah. Now you just want to go ba 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 ba. But if you slow down, you see the crowd, you get the crowd in tune with who you are, you listen to what's going on with the sets, then boom, now you're comfortable. Now you're going to do your set at the pace that you need to be doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's
that little opening riff where it's like, the comic before you, like the first. I remember the first time I ever did it was at Axelrad, and Dre always says like type shit, and I went up there right after him, and I was like type 2 diabetes shit. So it was like the one, just just having something to riff on, like, you know.
I do a little sing along thing where I just go Sweet Caroline, and then the crowd will go ba ba ba, and then I'll do like a second song, which depends, and then I'll do Walk Around the Club as the third one. And whoever sings that one, I go, that's where you buy your drugs at. And it gets the crowd going. And then from there, now they're comfortable. Now I can get into, okay, boom. Because now the crowd knows that he's here for us, and I'm comfortable because I'm in front of all these people. And it's like, okay, now I can just do the set. Because when I don't try to get comfortable, I get excited. And and I think that's one of the things with like Kiltonia. Sometimes I don't know when I'm going on until a minute before, and it gets really difficult to be like
crazy, dude. Like I would not be able to get in my mode if I didn't have like at least 20 minutes to lock in.
Even if I had like 10 to 15, that'd be nice.
I think I'm the opposite. I like just like I've had some of my best sets where it was just like I was running late and they're like, "You're on now," and I'm like, "Fuck it, okay." And then I'm just not thinking about it, and then because I've done it enough to where I can just go right into it.
I think it's about personalities though. You have a more ADHD personality.
Yeah,
I have to I like to lock in.
Yeah, sometimes when I lock in, it always does worse because I'm overthinking. That's ADHD. Yeah, it's ADHD for 100%. I've had my biggest fuck ups just thinking too much about things. It was in school. I don't know how what your process is, Drew, but yeah, I don't know. Something about that's nice,
Yeah, I don't know. When I go, I just like to have fun with the audience and give them the best show possible. So like, I like to see what's going on. If I'm cold opening, well, now I'm just trying to have fun with the crowd. I'm trying to get them to go, okay, this is a comedy show. We're here to laugh. And so it just depends on kind of what the crowd is like. If I'm watching before and the crowd is getting a little rowdy and I see people, bobbing their head and they're drunk, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a drunk crowd. I'm going to have to handle them because they're going to be talky. Or if it's a crowd where everybody's got their arms folded. I did a show probably about 6 months ago. I did a show at a movie theater at an Alamo Draft House.
No, that's cool.
But it was rough.
It was bad.
Because the crowd was like so tight. And they weren't wanting what I was bringing. Because the next comic after me crushed. And he was just talking about, oh man, I don't need a gun. Why can't you just get me a couch? And they just fucking cracked up on that. I was like, oh, okay. That's not my style, but
I don't get it.
It reminds me at Punchline Houston not too long ago, they did Dress to Kill, and Brian Holtzman was on it. And like, so basically no one that's there is there to see Brian Holtzman. So they have no clue like what's about to happen, and they're just like there on a Sunday night. They probably got free tickets like sent to him, emailed to him, and then all of a sudden, fucking Brian Holtzman just comes on and just that's the craziest shit, dude.
I love seeing Holtzman at the Secret Show. Because Holtzman, they put
Holtzman's the fucking man.
When he goes up at the Secret Show, it's like what Percy said. It's comedy at its finest. Because you have one half of the audience fucking loving it, and the other half of the audience is horrified. And that's what comedy is. That's what Patrice said. It's one of the best quotes. Yep. And to me, when Holtzman goes up at Secret Show, because no one knows the lineup, and then he walks up and he goes, I killed all those gay men in the fucking river. That was me. And it's just like, it's just fucking.
I love when, like, I think every time but the last time, so 2 of the 3 times that I did Secret Show, Holtzman was on it, right? And it's so fucking crazy to, like, see him go from backstage to on stage, back to backstage. Because he's the nicest person in the entire world. And then he just gets on the stage and he's like, I'm going to rape you. Like,
Oh, we didn't fucking want you here anyways. Fucking leave.
Dude, the Holtzman walkout series, where it's just like clips of people walking out and then they're interviewing them. Like, why'd you leave? And it's like, that's the worst.
I love those comics because
So fucking great.
I love it because I love Brody Stevens too. I've been really into Brody this last couple weeks. I've been watching some of his stuff just to.
I've been going down the Patrice rabbit hole.
Oh yeah,
and,
he's one of the goats, if not the
and the
goat.
Louis C.K. rabbit hole, and like kind of because now there's a lot of good stuff online about like him coming back. You know, like the process of coming back instead of just seeing him through his website and stuff.
Yeah.
Now people are fucking with him again, you know, so it's cool.
Yeah, the comeback tour is real. I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, he got canceled. I don't know. It's such a. The situation is so. He asked. He didn't.
Yeah, his was a weird situation because
Him and Aziz was very similar because
Yeah,
Aziz was the same way.
well, they were also both canceled at like the height of cancel culture, where it was like leave all women, blah, blah, blah. And so they did things wrong, right? So they both did things wrong, but
What did Aziz do wrong?
Louis' thing was this is abusing his power, right? Like, so it's like it's an abuse of power because that person feels like they have to because you can help their career, work for them, whatever. So yeah, like that, I get it, but it's like it's not on the same level as what other people get.
It's not Cosby.
Yeah, it's not Cosby.
Pill
Cosby.
Yeah.
Like to me, like the Aziz situation, he literally was like, "Hey, we going upstairs?" And she was like, "I feel dirty," and then boom, he was done. And I love Aziz. Aziz was
He was one of my top. He was one of my top guys, dude. His fucking when he goes Wendy.
Funny people, great movie.
He does it on his special too, though.
Yeah.
Oh man, his special was great.
Yeah,
Like,
he had to like he was on the roast of James Franco. I thought it was so funny because he just kind of like at one point he was just like fuck my nose. I'm just like he was just making fun of everybody for what they just said. It was like you could tell it was off the top of his dome. The dude's just so funny naturally.
He has I don't remember what it was called, but he had a TV show for a while.
the Netflix one.
Yeah,
it was
and,
great.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene in that show that was like one of the realest scenes ever. It's kind of like a little like a sped up montage or whatever, and it shows like the start of the relationship and then the middle of the relationship and then the end of the relationship and just like the little things that happen through it. And it's just like, you know, the whole 2 years of their relationship played out in like 5 minutes or however long it is. And it's like he's not doing the toothpaste right and she's getting pissed about that. And like you just see them meet, fall in love, get complacent, and fall out of love with each other in like a 3-minute montage. And I was just like, this is fucking brilliant, dude. Like the cinematography involved with that was so good.
Yeah,
And then he got canceled.
yeah, and now he's just him. I mean, I don't even think like he was like, I don't want to live in the U.S. He lives in London or something, and he was like, yeah, now I got a flip phone.
Yeah.
He did it because he did a special at the Cellar. And when he did I think it was the Cellar, and he was like, yeah, man, I was looking up 10 things about Sean Paul we don't know. And then that's when I realized I'm too immersed, and now he just has a flip phone. And it was just like, it was really interesting to watch him do stand-up again. And
It's crazy how many of these guys got canceled and then they go back to stand-up, right? Like
Yeah, because they can't do movies no more.
Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven wasn't even a comedian.
What did he get canceled for? I don't even know what he got canceled
I don't even know.
Jeremy Piven.
Oh, some girl said he assaulted her.
And then Rob Schneider. Like, have you guys been seeing the Rob Schneider clips?
no.
Like, oh my God, dude. So Rob Schneider went like full blown right wing. And
It's a good dad right
and
there.
now like nobody fucks with him because he's like right wing or whatever.
He's built like a Democrat, so that makes sense.
But he's doing like doing tours and he's doing like the improv and stuff like that. And he's got these clips coming out and it's just like it's amazing to see like Rob Schneider doing stand up in general, and then he'll say some shit that I kind of agree with. So it makes it even better,
Yeah, it's so crazy. The right wing takeover that we've seen over the last 6 to 8 years, where these people that had no political ideas out in the world, and then Trump came, and then it just went. That now they're fully into that, and how much like Rob Schneider went full right wing. I mean, there were fighting game players that went full right wing, and they had like an emoji, and then they had to take the emoji off because he went full QAnon. And it's like, it's so crazy to see the identities coming out more and more, because I think the internet is just so polarizing, and you put out one tweet and it'll out you.
Well, I also think that the majority of the people that they call right-wing comics are centrists. They're not even right-wing. But everything is so polar now, right? It's like everything is so far left or so far right that like if you're like just left of center, right? Then people are like, you're a fucking communist, and you're like just right of center, like you're a fucking Nazi,
If you look at Bill Clinton in '92, he
would have been considered a hardcore Republican.
Oh, he would have been a Republican. Like people.
He's the one that said "Make America Great Again." That was from his speech where he announced his candidacy in like 1991 or whatever it was. He's the one that like was the first one to say "Make America Great Again."
His sentencing, people don't realize like the way that he was when he was in Arkansas. He was
extremely tough on crime. He's the one that was very strict on border stuff because they passed NAFTA.
Fucking
So they were like
Arkansas.
super. Dude, I'm telling you, if he was around today, they would hate him as much as they hate Trump.
It's just a weird.
He would have been loved by Republicans. Oh, he's so relatable.
I'm saying the other people.
Oh yeah, Democrats would have hated him.
Which is with all this stuff going on right now, like the protests and riots and stuff. I would respect all of these people so much more if they were just honest about it.
Guns.
Right? No, I would respect it so more if they were just honest about it. If they were just like, I'm doing this because I hate Trump, I'd be like, you know what? You're being honest. But like they're dude. They're like everybody turn in your Free Palestine flag and pick up your fuck ICE flag. Like they're using anything that they can to just go after him, dude.
As somebody who lives in who grew up in an agricultural focused town and knows a lot of people that are getting deported, I would say probably 60% to 70% of the protesters are ones that know somebody that's been deported or has a family member
or higher. I think
exactly. It's that 8% that's just like anarchy, let's go wild.
Yeah,
like
there's agitators and provocateurs on both sides anytime that something like this pops up. And I think that they want not they, but like the government like wants it to happen, right? The Democrats want the Republicans to overreact so that they can be like, look what they did, and then they want that's just gonna be fucking martial law, dude. It's all just to fuck us. That's all it is. Like they just want to fuck us.
I was saying we were doing so good. We were doing so good, guys. God damn it! I don't know how this happened.
Which leads me back to Israel.
I was like, we're doing so good.
It always comes back to Israel.
We always got to get into the right wing talks, dude. I do think it's interesting though when we had this podcast with our friend Timely Rain, and you were fucking doing your thing, talking about Israel, and then she's like, "No, I got my rainbow tattoo and Palestine, whatever." And then I was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't do politics. It's never affected me." It's like my life's awesome. Why would I get into that shit? Everybody just argues, and she's just like, "You're worse than Mike." I'm like, Okay.
She's like, not having an opinion is worse than having the wrong opinion.
Yeah. I was like,
crazy.
okay, I'm siding with Mike. Fuck all you.
Wild.
And that's it. That's how I got on this side.
That's
was
literally
because
that's how all of us turn.
I hate to use the Dallas Cowboys as a reference,
Oh,
right?
Lord.
But
It is Pride Month.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way about the Democratic Party as I do about the Dallas Cowboys, right? I don't hate them. I hate their fans.
Yeah.
It's the fans. It's the people that's their entire identity.
Well, like my dad and mom are hardcore Democrats. I mean, he worked on the Gore. He did some stuff for the Gore campaign for a little bit, like volunteer wise.
That dude created the internet.
And to me, like living on my own, I've just realized, okay, don't poke the bear either way. Keep your opinions to yourself. Vote.
Don't go on a podcast and talk about Israel. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Now, I worked for the presidential campaign for Ron Paul back in the day.
I thought you were going to say Ronald Reagan. I was like, dude, I knew you were old. But
No, Ron Paul when he ran in 2008.
Ron Paul?
Which, God, he should have won, dude. They really, like, that was when I realized that it was just a rigged
You were
fucking
just like,
game.
dude, I was horrible.
No, that was when I realized it was a rigged game because he raised more money than anybody else, like, almost instantly. And like all of his stuff made perfect sense, and then they wouldn't even let him in the debates.
The guy who made temperature?
Ron Paul.
Oh.
Ron Paul was a congressman from Texas.
David. He was the Speaker of the House or whatever the fuck.
No, he wasn't speaker. He was an OBGYN.
Am I
He delivered
first?
over
Dude, that's
10,000
tonight for the
babies.
show.
He's the host, and then you're up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're wrapping up in about 4 minutes.
Ron, I'm thinking about another guy.
His son is Rand Paul, who's also like a senator in Kentucky.
Who's the guy who looks?
Paula, that guy?
Who's the tall?
Candy and Paula? Candy painted Impala?
Candy Impala.
Yeah.
No.
Talking about is that a stripper?
What the fuck are you talking about, David?
Sounds like a stripper.
Candy Impala?
Yeah, iced
Who
out.
the fuck is the
That's
guy?
Mike Jones, you dumbass. What are you talking about?
Who's the tall, nerdy
He's like,
guy?
Houston rap legend. Are you drunk? What's going on, David?
He's been gambling.
Tall nerdy guy.
Who's the tall, nerdy guy in the middle of all the fucking debates? And he's just like, all right, you guys chill out.
Anderson Cooper?
Stop talking about each other's golf games. No, he's like a politician.
Rand Paul, maybe? I don't know.
I think it was Rand Paul or Ron Paul.
I watched a video today of Bernie Sanders in 2015 talking about how he's like, no, we got to get rid of these immigrants. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's not that guy.
Yeah, I do think that there needs to be so like this is something that I thought during the pandemic that I still believe to this day. If you were an undocumented immigrant and you were here in the pandemic and you were deemed an essential worker, automatic citizenship. Like if we're gonna call you essential, automatic citizenship, you should have got it right then.
As somebody who grew up in the middle of Central Washington, if you knew half the stuff that happened to these undocumented immigrants working in the fields and just how they were treated, you would change your mind, because those guys are some of the hardest working, kindest people you'll ever meet, and they're only here because they can't, the opportunity to work in the cherry fields and the apple orchards and everything of that nature. That's hard,
Oh yeah,
backbreaking work.
it really is.
That nobody else wants to do.
So don't they have
It's almost slave labor.
don't they have programs specifically for migrant workers to come from Mexico and other places where like they're allowed in during the seasons? But the issue is that they underpay them. So like I agree with what you're saying, right? But because they're illegal, there's no oversight over it, right? Like the laws don't apply to them because they're here illegally.
They need some white guys like us to come in.
No, or they just need to make it easier for these people to have work visas so that they have the protection of the federal government to say like you can't treat these people like this.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like they fall off a ladder and they get hurt. Well, they don't get workers' comp. They're off the team now,
Exactly.
and it's so.
But the reason why they're able to be exploited like that is because they are undocumented immigrants.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a catch.
If you charge the people who hire them, if you were like, hey, you can't hire undocumented workers, or we're gonna fine you $2,000 every undocumented worker we see.
They do fine them.
They don't
You
find them
sound
enough.
like a fucking Democrat here, Drew. What's going on?
No,
You sound like a fucking communist. I'm kidding. I
think that
no stance.
We agree and have the same point of view. We just have different ideas on how it's fixed, basically. You know what I mean? Because like, I know undocumented immigrants, and if I had like the ability
Everybody
to,
does. They just don't know.
If I had the ability to, like, I would make them get their paperwork easier, but I don't.
Yeah, we don't.
Like it's but like I said, there needs to be, for the ones that have already been here, it needs to be easy for them to get work visas like
I
immediately.
agree, dude. I love Latinas. I love their daughters.
But like why? Like they're like
He hates this conversation
We need
so
him.
much
he just really likes Latinas.
because he's just like,
I don't know how this turned into a super
serious
political
fucking-
It always
podcast.
fucking does.
But yeah, we do need to get
I
going.
literally was like, Drew Nickens here. We're not going to be talking about politics at all, dude. We're going to be talking about ice cream and cheesecake. Like, this is going to be awesome, dude.
dude, we've only had a set amount of time. We can't talk about ice cream. God damn, we got to talk about something we can.
We got to talk about the real
That
ass.
is going to be the show. Drew, you have any last sign off thing anything you want to say?
Follow me at _Drew Nickens on Instagram. If you aren't, none of the opinions here were actually my real opinions. I'm not
I
a real.
don't think you
This is
incriminated
an
yourself
AI
at all.
of me. This is an AI. So thank you.
Mike's really good at AI.
All right, that's
Love
the
you guys.
show. Thank you for coming, Drew.
Thank you.
get to
Thank
the
you for
show
having
and,
me.
let's go